Hi, and welcome to a Friday evening live card making tutorial. And so this evening I'll be using the Retiring Country Flower stamp set and dies. So I'm so glad you're joining me. Let me start by introducing myself. I'm Shelly Godby, and for 24 years I've been teaching you how to create hand stamped smiles through my YouTube videos, my Stamping Smiles blog, and my mailing list. So let's have a closer look at the Country Flowers stamp set and dies. And I've got some QR codes here for you. So the Country Flowers stamp set is 20% off. And the card I have for you this evening is bright and beautiful. Tuesday evening's card was muted colors, but today, bright and beautiful. And you will want to pick these up separately because the discount will be better than getting the bundle. So we've got the stamp set at 20% off, and there's the QR code that's also listed under the video if you're watching on YouTube or my blog. And then we have the Country Flowers dies. There we go. And so you have dies to cut out all of the images, the stool, everything, and then some intricate dies to add some fun detail. Now these are discounted 10%, but again, it'll be less to order them each separately than the bundle. And if you order by May 3rd, 2025, right there in my online store, you're going to get double Stampin' Rewards. Now that is stinking cool, double Stampin' Rewards. And that starts with orders just at $20. So ordering both of these, you'll be there easily. Oh, Miss Roxanne is here. Hello. And so I have my dies stored on, instead of the piece of cardstock that it comes with the tape, I've got them on one of these magnet cards that I get from Stampin' Storage. Super strong, so they don't fall off, so you're not losing them. And I believe I'm allowed to announce, because Stampin' Storage is having, for Mother's Day, a 15% off store-wide special, May 5th through the 12th. All right, so May 5th through the 12th. And then I put them in one of these storage pockets. And then, I put them in my storage box, and I can just leaf through and see, because a lot of times I'm looking to see, maybe a label die, maybe something like this. So make sure you follow my link or the QR code, because you want to make sure you get the pockets and not the sleeves. Okay. And so there's more to tell you about that. So 15% off store wide. There were no exclusions, so that's a good thing. And okay, so orders of 150 or more, free shipping on top of the 15% off, and orders of 75 or more, well, a mystery gift. And whatever that gift is, that's a mystery to me. I don't know. So May 5th through the 12th, and if you'll follow one of my links in, I'd sure appreciate that. I will get just a teensy tiny commission for telling you about it, but you won't pay a penny more. All right. Oh, and Miss Adelaide is here. Oh, hello, hello, hello. So there we go. All right, so these are so pretty. And so the flowers you can put on the teapot, and I've done that before. Well, of course, the one with the roses, big shock, right? And then you've got the milk can and a stool, and there's some greenery and some nice greetings with heartfelt sympathy. Best friend ever, sending love, and so lucky to know you. All right, so we need to start with some stamping. So let me set this aside. And I said it's retiring, right? So available now only while supplies last. So what I have here is some basic white cardstock, actually thick, basic white thick cardstock, because it's recommended for the Stampin' Blends. All right, and then I've got the Tuxedo Black Memento ink pad. Another thing recommended with the Stampin' Blends is to color on a non-porous surface. Stampin' Up! Has that glass mat. I use this large silicone mat that I picked up on Amazon, and there's that QR code, because then the ink isn't absorbed into the paper underneath you. And I like this because adhesive doesn't stick to it. It keeps my area clean, and so just very pleased with that. So I thought, well, let me show you that. So that's recommended also. The Tuxedo Black, so the ink doesn't, because the alcohol ink will just eat up other lines. And And then the non-porous surface. Oh, Miss Sue is here and Miss Julie. Oh, fantastic. It's starting to feel like a Friday night party. All right, so we take this lid off and we can start with either one and ink this up. There we go. Straight up and down. And I have this on a clear block C. If you aren't using our clear blocks, you're missing out. They are so comfortable to hang on to. Can you see that groove in there? Well, it's all nice and polished and grooved, so comfortable to hang on to. A lot better than the flat edge ones. All right, and so now I chose these flowers. I thought, okay, it doesn't always have to be roses. And stamp. There we go. Fantastic. And I am going to grab my Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine. I've got a lot of thoughts going through my head because of the retiring products. So, if you haven't yet, please give my video a thumbs up and a share. I sure would appreciate that. And of course, come in and say hello to some really sweet stampers. But yeah, it helps me out. It tells YouTube that, oh, people like to see what she's doing when you give it a thumbs up and a share. I appreciate that. Okay, I've got to grab my plates. Okay. Oh, and Miss Danette is here. Fantastic. All right. So I'm going to start we're going to die cut this. So instead of using plate number 1 and 2, I'm going to use the magnetic platform. Let me show you. Now this isn't something Stampin' Up carries. Actually, they used to, but they don't anymore. And I gave mine away. So then I ended up purchasing one on Amazon, and there you go. Because those magnets, all those little circles, those are the magnets, and it holds my cards, the dies in place without needing adhesive. Then regardless if I use plate number 1 and 2, I still need a cutting plate, plate number 3. We'll place this on here. Let me see. And rotate these around. All right, and let's grab this up. Let me get that out of the way. Okay. And there we go. All right, let's see. All right, I think you all are visiting with each other. Miss Sherry is here. Hello. Okay, so we've got our milk can, and I like to drop them on so the die finds the magnets and I can move to it. And this was just such an easy one to die cut. I did 3 or 4 of these today, and each one turned out just beautifully. All right. And let's go ahead. There we go. Okay. I almost feel I can see better there if I could see closer, because I've got that down view where I can't see here without just, oh, there we go. I need to see that little bit of black at the bottom, that line. All right. So then we'll finish this with another plate number 3. Place it on there. If you scoot it on, probably going to, real high likely chance you're going to scoot the dies too. And so, okay, I mentioned it real quickly, but hey, this is a really big deal. Stampin' Up! Has never done this before, the double Stampin' Rewards. The only time they've ever done anything with Stampin' Rewards was during Celebration, for hostesses with orders of 300 or more. So there we go. We have our milk can and our flowers. Lovely, lovely, lovely. All right, and then right back on our magnetic card. So I'm not losing anything. You sure don't want to lose a die, because you have to get a whole set if you do. And, All right. So I'm going to use the also retiring Cane Weave embossing folder. And I have this here for you too. There we go. And this is discounted 30%. It's a really pretty folder. All right. And so again, available only while supplies last. It's retiring. Now for this, because it's a 3D, here's the sandwich, a plate number 1. And I can set this aside. And then everything's listed under the video as well. Okay. Oh, I wanted to put that away. Hold on. Let's close this and get it out of our way. There we go. Okay. And And so it's a 3D. So we're going to put it right on here. You wouldn't do that with a die because you don't want to cut into this, but we're not cutting anything, we're embossing. And I have some Petunia Pop cardstock here. We'll place this in. Now I do want to have it in here straight. You know, sometimes the pattern doesn't matter. It can be cattywampus, but this one does. So it's straight. Close it. I'll hold it. And you want the hinge to go through first. Super easy way to remember this. Have the Stampin' Up! Logo facing you. All right, and then because I have a 3D embossing folder, I need plate number 4. Now this is a specialty plate, and it comes with the purchase of the fabulous Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine. But you can purchase it separately if you have a die cutting machine with the same size plates. The Big Shot does. All right, so let's go ahead and crank this through. The 3Ds are just extra special. So anyway, I interrupted myself, didn't I? Double Stampin' Rewards. So May 2nd and May 3rd, 2025. With orders, well, Stampin' Rewards start at only $20. So double, 20%. And that you can use on a future order. Stinking cool. My sweet stampers are loving it. But who wouldn't? Look at that. Isn't that pretty? So again, retiring and 30% off, available only while supplies last. So, so pretty. All right, so we'll set that aside, and we've got, all right, we've got some coloring to do. And I'm saying bright and beautiful because I'll show you, I am using the Bright and Beautiful Designer Series paper. Now, if you guessed that it's retiring, you would be right. But these colors are just so pretty. You know what? Don't you? You save all those scraps because, you know, sometimes you just need, I mean, that's a lot of times a perfect size. So, you know, I just save them. But anyway, thought I had that cleaned up better. Just some really pretty patterns in this. And I have another QR code for you. There we go. And this is 20% off. It seems like it'd be more. Let's see. Bright and beautiful. Oh, 40%. Yeah, double a 20. And so just some really pretty patterns. And so I chose most of my colors from this because I am using this paper. Okay. All right, so I am done with QR codes for you. We are back and cooking now. I wanted to show you. All right, so all retiring products are available only while supplies last, and I just managed to scoop up my flower. There we go. All right, so let's get busy coloring, and as I mentioned, I'll be using the Stampin' Blends. And Petunia Pop, well, clearly is one of the colors. So let's start with that. And here we go. And I will start with the light. You don't have to, but I like to start with the light and then add my shading. You know, a while ago, I did a card, and I was following what they did on the designer paper, and they didn't color in every last inch, and it turned out to be one of my favorite ones. It went against my nature, but I just loved it. And here we go. And you want to work quickly and maybe one petal at a time, so the shading, so the colors blend even better because they are blends. All right. I do want a little bit more. I don't mind some white, but maybe not that much. And what's fun about that, it makes the coloring even easier. And I can show you, you know what, on my sample, I colored in every bit of it. So I will show you the difference between some of it left and not, and we can compare and see. That's fun to play. So here we go. I have the light in my hand, right? Okay, good, because it wouldn't work for what I was planning. So there's the white, or the light. And then the outside flowers, we'll use the dark Petunia Pop. And I'm using the bullet end. For a small image like this, I like the control that I feel like I have. I mean, you've got a really nice tip on the other, but I just feel like I'm better in control here. Okay. And we are done with Petunia Pop. Fantastic. Just love these things. You know, you don't have the lines like you have with other markers. You know what? I can come in a little closer so you can see what I'm doing. All right. And so then the flowers. My first one, I did these flowers light and the small ones dark. And I didn't care for that. And so I reversed it and like it a lot better. And then our dark. So just quick and dirty. I mean, these are so small. Now, these, when I tried to leave some white, I did not care for. So if I think about where the shading would be, where the flowers are, one is over top of the other, creating shadow. Oh, Miss Glenda, hello. We're so glad you're joining us. And so try to resist, although it's hard to do, if you want the colors to blend really well, to color all of the small ones first in the light. Oh, I didn't tell you, this is bubble bath, I don't think. In the light bubble bath and then going back, because the colors won't blend as well if you let things dry. And we are done with that. So this is really pretty quick to color, especially since we're not trying for perfection. And then I end up not using that color paper in this, but Lemon Lime Twist is one of the colors in the Bright and Beautiful 6x6 designer paper. And I had it out the whole time, planned on using it, and then I changed my mind, but I still liked it. This is a nice bright color because I tend to do a lot of Granny Apple Green, so it's good for me to step out and do something else. And now back with the dark, we'll add, there we go. Now this is really small. So I've got a question for you. The first one I did all the stems. Do you do the stems? And then the second one I went back and I thought, well, let's just leave them outlined. So I thought, well, I wonder what you all do. Do you do the stems? Do you outline them as well, or do you leave them? I'd love to hear what you do when you do flowers. Oh, I missed one. So we are not done with the bubble bath. There we go. And, well, I think I'm done with the green. Let's come back with our bubble bath real quickly. Here we go. So any thoughts? Could someone share with me if you color the stems, or do you leave them just, black? Oh, there we go. There we go. Shading. All right. So our last color, well, no, I'm wrong. It's not our last color for this one. We have the center of the flowers, and I chose, Lemon Lolly was one of the colors, and I am using it. And I chose the black or the dark because the light is pretty light, to help stand out. Okay, Miss Roxanne, it depends on the flower that you're doing, but you do tend to color the stems. Okay, I really respect that. It was a hard decision. All right, so what I have here is Lost Lagoon. And one of the colors in our Bright and Beautiful Designer Series paper. Let me do a couple of these at a time so we can get that good blending. There we go. And so the double Stampin' Rewards, yeah. Well, let me give you another hint. Go ahead and you'll want to stock up on cardstock. The price is increasing on May 6th, and so you can get ahead of the price increases. And you can look, as I interrupt myself, you can also do the dark first. Doesn't have to be the light first. So you can get ahead on the price increases on the cardstock, and punches, I noticed, are going up as well. So, stock up on, the punches, get any of those that you've been wanting, and cardstock. And retiring, I mean, we've got discounts up to 60% off. That is really something, and double the Stampin' Rewards. Wow, wow, wow. Isn't this pretty? Gracious, that's pretty. Okay. Then, of course, as I said, we have the roses. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Okay, and then we have our milk can. And what I have here is Smoky Slate blends. Now this time, because I've got a much bigger image, I will use the brush tip. And let's start coloring in. And I'm going to resist coloring the whole thing in because that's how I tend to roll. But nope, let's do this. We'll create the shadow on this side. Okay, and I've got this in my hand, so let's keep going. Boy, I went a big area. Okay, let's hurry up and grab this and blend. Oh, Miss Roxanne loves roses too. All right, we're kindred spirits. And all right, let's add some more right here. Now I'm still with the light. I've got the dark there, but if I put color on top of color, it will deepen. So I want my shadow here, thinning out over there. All right, and as that all dries, that's going to blend in just beautifully. Look how quick and easy that was. Oh, that one goes on here. Okay. That was the long part. That was the long part. All right. So here are the patterns I chose. And I thought, oh, this felt country to me, the stripes. Isn't that pretty right on there? So instead of just being, the solid white, nothing wrong with that, but I want to pop this up. And designer paper isn't as heavy as cardstock. So I have some, oh, that's what I wanted that for. Basic white cardstock here. And actually it could be virtually any color, but you might want a light color to go underneath. I'm going to use this to strengthen it so I can pop it up. Okay. There we go. And I would have cut it to, the exact size, but it probably wouldn't have been exact. And then it gets to be a hassle because, I'm trimming it off and all that. So what I have here are my Stampin' Dimensionals. And so not only will this be popped up, I had it on there flat and then pulled it up and used my Stampin' Dimensionals, these foam adhesive dots that just make it really easy to step up a card. Super easy. It's amazing what they do. And peel these off. Let's start with the milk can so we can get it right where it should. Oh, okay. So you had a rose planted. Aw. Well, I'm sorry. Maybe you can, I don't know. My mom knows how to, take a branch and make a new one. Maybe you can do that. I mean, in my backyard is a lilac that came from grandma's. My mom came home with a piece she took off. And there we go. Isn't that pretty against that yellow? It's like, ooh, I like that. And I chose, okay, so it has some variation in it. But it was a little bit plain. I got down to my car and I wish there was a little something more I could do. And the answer is I've got the Lost Lagoon Classic Stampin' Pad. And included in the set, I don't know if you've noticed this, but here we have this little flower. So this is a really cool set. So what I want to do is just make my own little background here and dress this up. And boy, did it. It's like, yep, that was the missing piece. Let's come up here. We go off the edge so it's seamless. And I believe that will be enough. Here we go. Oh, they burnt up. But you said you had 3. Oh, yeah, you have 3 left. So I'm just warning 3 of those rose bushes. If you can take a piece off of one and start another and do that again. I don't know. My mom's the master gardener. I'm the house where plants come to die. So I am no expert. I just know that I got a piece from grandma's, the white lilac. So what I have here, mini glue dots. Whenever you have something embossed, you need some, as much as I like the Stampin' Seal, everything needs to be good and flat. This is not. There's all those grooves, so you need something that can grab into that texture. So I can either, I've got two ways of doing this. Oh, I found one I missed the other night. I can press it on there or pick it up with my take your pick tool. Either way, I'm tending to prefer the take your pick tool because I can see exactly where I'm placing it, where I can't see through the paper. Come on. Well, yeah, I didn't say it was faster, did I? Good thing. All right, let's just do one more while I'm here. Fantastic. All right, so this, of course, this will be out where we can see it. Pretty, pretty, pretty. That looks about right. These colors are pretty together, but we already knew that, right? Because we put them on our flowers. And this will go here. And then we're going to add a little more touch of color with the bubble bath. So some more mini glue dots. Let's do, there we go. Okay. That's feeling like the old days. As one sticks to my finger. It's a Friday, can you tell? Oh my goodness. All right, we will just have to leave that on my finger. That's for doggone sure. Okay, and let's go back to this since I'm just making a hot mess out of everything. My take your pick tool. Oh, and at the end, if you stick around, I want to show you some cards that I made with retiring products. So I've got several of those to show you. Okay. And right here. And tomorrow I will have a link to my blog post, for this card once it's done uploading into HD with all the measurements and a downloadable PDF that will include the card sketch. So if you thought, oh, this is a cool layout and you could use it with something else with the focal point of the same size. And then remember, we put this on with, we have some cardstock behind there so I can use some of the other. Aw. Miss Glenda lost hers too. That is just heartbreaking. I'm so sorry anyone ever had to go through a fire. That is one of those things that just scary. Okay, there we go. We're done with these. Peel these off. All right. Isn't that pretty? That lift, you can see, that just adds a lot. So now again, we need the mini glue dots because of the embossing. And then we have our finishing touch. And so the new annual catalog starts Tuesday, May 6th. So not much longer to wait for that. But in the meantime, double Stampin' Rewards. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Whoop. Okay, there we go. And one of my favorite things, right? I wanted the embossed front, but it weakens it. Not a great card base, but that tone on tone, and it does add a lot being layered. And then for our finishing touch, I have the also retiring 24, 26 resin dots, and these are 20% off. And these colors aren't retiring for another year, but the embellishments are. And again, available only while supplies last. Let's pepper one here. They come in 2 sizes. And over here. And there we have it, our bright and beautiful Country Flowers card. And even with all that coloring, we're still already done so quickly. So I'm really hoping you enjoyed this. Oh, I told you I'd show you. Okay, so here I didn't quite, here we go, color them all in. This one I did. Not terribly different. I think I'm liking it not quite colored in. But anyway, so there we go. And I have some other cards to show you of retiring products. So, the other evening I used the birdhouse dies. And here I had done this earlier. Well, thank you, Miss Danette. Oh, Miss Roxanne, thank you. And so this was making a little note card out of it by die cutting on the fold. And this paper is retiring, the Take a Bow. And that's retiring and discounted. And and this was so easy to do because these are with the Reindeer Days, Memories and More, and they're retiring and discounted as well. And you were here when I did the Stippled Roses card. People enjoyed that. And this floral embossing folder retiring as well. So available. And we just did this real recently, right? Everyday Details. And these are retiring. I'm just crazy about the linked together dies, that lattice type. Oh, and this is what we did the other night. We did a birdhouse, or we did a doghouse instead of a birdhouse. Oh, I'm so glad you liked that. Oh, that little birdhouse. It just tickles me to no end. I just love this. I did a Halloween card too. If you go to my my website, stampingsmiles.com, just scroll down a day or two and you'll see a Halloween card I did with the birdhouse as well. Adorable. This was from the other night. And so, of course, the birdhouse dies are retiring. And so, too, is the One More Year stamp set that just cracks me up. So, Muted Tuesday, Bright and Beautiful on Friday. Okay. And then Enduring Beauty, retiring with our vellum. Oh, very pretty. And Cake Fancy. Oh my goodness, this is discounted really heavily. I was looking. I think it's normally 20, something like that, and down to 12 or even more. I don't remember. Well, I have the retirement list on my blog. Honey, I do. I mean, but that was back in March. But yes, I do have it and made a PDF that I enlarged it and took out. No offense to any of the French people, but my customers don't tend to order it since we're in the United States. So I cleaned it up to make it readable. So if you go search on my blog, you can put in the search box, 24-25 catalog retiring list. Okay. And then I just love this card, the Poise Peony. That's retiring, and so is this paper that goes with it. This one just tickled me to no end. Oh, and this was also with the what one? Oh, the Stippled Roses. Just a really simple card for the Stippled Roses, just using the roses for the background, but these dies are, in the dies, and so I've got a wedding coming up, so that'll work out well, and the textured floral. So these are just some of the cards I've made recently with retiring products that most of them are discounted, not everything, but most are discounted and available only while supplies last. And talking about retiring, the Country Flowers stamp set and dies. And everything is listed below the video and available to order now in my online store, www.shopwithshelly.com. Well, thank you, Miss Sherry. Thank you. So, yeah, we're winding down the 24-25 catalog. It's not over yet. And like I said, while supplies last and while they're double Stampin' Rewards. Woohoo! Life is good. Oh, Miss Cynthia, thank you. Oh, she wrote, she always looks forward to my cards. Wow, that is so sweet. I appreciate that. So let's do, that encourages me to do even more. So let's do this. There we go. All right. I think I remembered everything. Yeah, who knows? When you get done, like, oh, I meant to tell them, but I think I did. So, retiring products, available only while supplies last. Double Stampin' Rewards through Saturday, May 3rd only. And that's in celebration for National Scrapbooking Day, which is Saturday, May 3rd. But Stampin' Up, it's not just on scrapbooking products. It is, if you can order it, you get double Stampin' Rewards as long as it's at least $20, because that's when Stampin' Rewards start. Now remember, you have to opt in to Stampin' Rewards. And if somehow you missed it and closed a box, you can go into your online profile and, touch on your name or right around there, and it says rewards, and you can opt in. Make sure you opt in. You don't want to leave that on the table. My goodness, these rewards are for you. And thank you, Miss Roxanne, for telling people to give it a thumbs up. I sure would appreciate if you'd give it a thumbs up and a share. And you're not getting your notification. Oh, when I go live, you know what, Miss Sherrill, she doesn't either, and she says she's enabled notifications. I don't know what YouTube's doing. I'm trying to remember to post it on my blog, because a lot of people follow my blog or Facebook, and then it feeds over there, to tell you. I didn't get that done tonight. So, but Tuesday evenings, I am here every Tuesday evening at 7 p.m. Eastern time. In nearly 2 years, I haven't missed. I'm sure someday it'll happen, but so far, you can just count on me every Tuesday evening at 7 p.m. And then whenever possible, I usually do a second video of a week, and I try for Fridays, but things don't always work out. Well, thank you, Miss Sherry. Thank you for the thumbs up. I sure appreciate that. So yes, thank you for reminding me that every Tuesday evening, come join me. I would love for you to come join me every Tuesday. And there we go. That reminds me to do that. So you know what? It is that time of evening. Oh, Miss Adelaide beat me to it. It's that time of evening where I thank you for joining me. I'm Shelley Godby, teaching you how to create hand stamped smiles. Good evening and God bless.